quote read, there are only two people in the world whose opinion you need to care about. It's not your mom, your dad, your spouse, your kids, your boss, or your friends. It's the 8-year-old version of you and the 80-year-old version of you. You have lived a good life if you impress those two people. What is your take on this quote?
I love this quote because it makes you reflect and it makes you time travel, where you can sit down with your 80-year-old and look back on your journey. And when you look back, reflecting on it, you don't want any regrets. You don't want to feel that, oh, I came to this point, and if only I had done this. You want to have a beautiful conversation with your 80-year-old, and the 80-year-old is telling you, remember that time when we were here? And boy, you really pushed hard and you overcame that challenge. Oh, remember this time when we really celebrated the moment when you overcame your challenge? So that, I feel that should be the aim when you are talking to your 80-year-old. And when you time travel and go and sit down with your 8-year-old, that's the moment when your 8-year-old is really proud of you, of taking that time, no matter how hard it was, but you took the time to see her, to heal her.
Beautiful.
And really now allowing her to be full of joy, be that role model when she had no one to look up to or she had no role model. You tried your best and you gave her what she needed.
Mm. So
That's aim. What do you see?
yes, I resonate with what you just said. Also, when we, but the question I have for you is that how does this kind of view in life, where you carry this value of I'm going to heal my 80-year-old and impress my 80-year-old version of me, how does that impact your decision making in the process?
It impacts you because now you know that you are not doing it for you. Right? There's a responsibility. It's just like how we carry a responsibility for our children. And now you have this responsibility of why you came on this earth. Right? And knowing that, okay, it's not just about me, but it's about how I can carry this responsibility with grace. Does it make any sense?
A little bit, but the thing is, the when you said it's not all about me, but the 8-year-old you and the 80-year-old you is a version of you. So it's a bit confusing when you said it's not all about me when it comes to decision making. So I'm curious about who are you making the decision for then?
Because I always see my 8-year-old as a part of me.
Mm.
And whenever I am in conversation with her, it's almost like I'm doing this with her, with someone, with a best friend. And I'm not alone. That's the feeling I get when I think of my 8-year-old or my 80-year-old. I almost see it as different parts of me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does that even make any sense?
Yeah, no, it does make sense. And so when you are, your intention is to take care of that 80-year-old, how does that impact your way of living?
Yeah, that helps. The 80-year-old helps at times when I'm scared and I want to run away and not make decisions, not make any choices for myself.
Yeah. So if
That's
you're
the time it helps to have a conversation with the 80-year-old and gain some wisdom.
if your 80-year-old can speak to you today, what advice would she have for you in the present, Natasha?
Oh, I love that question. The 80-year-old will be there sitting next to me, gently holding my hand and saying, "You have got this. There's nothing to worry about. Challenges will come, but we've got to overcome this, and I'm with you." And every time I feel like, oh no, it feels too scary, I probably want to run away. But my 80-year-old is there, just keeping me strong and saying, stay there.
Mm.
Stay for a bit longer and keep doing what you're doing. There's nothing to fear.
Yeah, beautiful. And what would your 8-year-old request from you?
Mhm. Yeah, that's a challenging one.
Yeah.
The 8-year-old is saying, I need a hug. Yeah, it's scary. I'm scared. But are you with me? And all she wants is a big tight hug. And then she's okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
And she believes in me. She trusts me. That's the time when she said, go for it.
Yeah. What would she want for you to live, how to live your life at the present moment? What would her wish?
Her wish is for me to be happy.
Mm.
Happy in anything I do. Don't do it for anyone else, but do it for us. Because together we can achieve it.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you were sharing that, it really have that impact of unity and harmony, where you recognize, when we talk about caring about our 8-year-old and the 80-year-old selves, we think, it's like taking a journey in our own past and future, right? So the 80-year-old past represent the child we once were, full of innocence, curiosity, and vulnerability. And it's about understanding and confronting that younger version of ourselves who might still carry scars and burdens from experience that happened long, long time ago. So when we acknowledge and tend to those needs, like what she said, I just need a hug, right? We take care of those inner child, and in the process, we heal those wounds and find peace within ourselves. And on the other hand, the 80-year-old part, it symbolizes the wisdom and maturity we aspire into the future. It's about thinking ahead to what kind of life we want to look back on when we're old and gray. So when we consider the values and priorities, experiences of our older selves, we can make choices in the present moment that aligns with our long-term goals and aspirations. So ultimately, caring about those two parts of ourselves allows us to integrate our past present and future, and it leads to a deeper sense of self-awareness, self-compassion, and fulfill our heart's desires. Because every time we make sure that we have integrated those parts of ourselves, our decisions are more aligned, and it speaks from the core of our hearts. Because when we make those decisions, we ask ourselves, is this decision going to impact the 80-year-old me? And is this decision going to heal the 8-year-old version of me? Right? And so in the present moment, you make those decisions and say, yes, I'm going to be proud of this decision because I'm no longer scared of, I'm taking a risk, as you mentioned before, right? Don't be scared. I'm here. And then the 8-year-old version of us wants you to be happy. So it's beautiful when you integrate those parts of you, and it gives you a sense of courage and understanding about who you are and who you want to be. That's my take.
Oh, beautiful. I have a question.
All right.
It's not very easy for a lot of people, right? Sometimes some people, the body is in the present, but they're living in the past. For people who are going through a tough time, and they keep going back that in the past to their wounds, to their hurt, to their pain. How can they try to align themselves in the present?
Yeah, so this is where working with a therapist, working with a mental health professional, working with a coach that works with mindfulness and trauma can really help you navigate these difficult emotions. And so IFS as well, internal family system, addresses those inner child and inner wounds and parts of ourselves that really carry the burden. And it just goes into that loop of automatic response to our present moment. And oftentimes we just need someone to help us navigate those situations or past wounds and help us see a new perspective of you're an adult now and you have the agency to choose to be, to do, and think differently. And sometimes we don't know, we don't get to that spot, to that space, because we are stuck in overthinking of what happened, creating the fear that I don't really want to repeat what happened in the past. Therefore, it's limiting us to grow in the present moment because our nervous system is in fight or flight response all the time. So if we calm our nervous system and update our minds to say that happened in the past, but I have a chance to take my life into a better space where I'm in charge rather than my past dictating how I live my life in the present moment. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. I almost see as this person who keeps going in the past, but they don't know how to heal their wound, heal their pain. Now they are trying to get help from a professional and learn how to start healing that wound to one day be capable enough and start healing that wound themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not easy. I'm not saying that this is an easy journey to revisit those pains and old wounds. It takes courage and self-compassion and understanding that you are not what happened to you, right? That is something that happened in the past, and that you can rewrite your story in the present moment, dictated by your heart and yourself and your love for your life and yourself. And so when you start working from that space, it gives you an authority with how you want to live your life. And so you're not shackled by the past and those traumas and those pain. And again, I'm gonna say it again, it's not going to be easy, but I promise you it's worth the journey, because it's harder to live a life in pain and in fear than doing the work, as hard as it is, but knowing that at the end of the line, that at the end of all of this work that you're doing, that you will be free from the shackles of your past.
Yeah. What a beautiful, beautiful words from someone, from your 80-year-old.
Yeah.
I could almost hear as if, I'm talking to my 80-year-old and she's giving me the advice.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And that's what my 80-year-old would say to me, is that you did your best. Like, you live a life that it was in alignment with your heart, and you lived your values, your core values, and you loved and you lived and you laughed, as corny as that is, right? But it's the essence of your joy. Like, I always ask myself, is this in alignment with my happiness and my joy? Is this decision going to impact how I'm going to be, joyful in the future? And is this going to heal my younger self?
Yeah, I'm sending you prayers and everyone else watching as well. May
Yeah.
you heal, may you love, may you live, and may you laugh.
And that is life. That is all that is. I think sometimes we think, oh, I want a simple life. And then when we chase the simplicity of life, we overcomplicate it,
Yeah.
right? Because we now have the shoulds and the musts and the has and the haves and all of this rules that follows. But I think that when the simplicity of life is that, just ask yourself, is this in an alignment with who I want to be in the future? And if it's not, then you gotta have some reflections to do. And sometimes mistakes will happen. And so to practice self-compassion every time is really integral in your growth. So I applaud everyone who never gives up on their joy and their happiness and their dreams and their constant search for healing, because it is a way to heal your inner world. And when we heal our inner world, the outer world benefit from it. Your friends, your kids, your husbands, your wives, your friends, your coworkers, because you know that you're living example. You are the light in a space where, in a world where we're all full of chaos and suffering. And what a beautiful time to be when you see someone who inspires you. And that is my encouragement, is to never give up on your healing and never give up on yourself, because there's only one you, and that's the unique you, right?
Yeah, beautiful. Oh, thank you for this lovely chat. And we'll come back. Hopefully we'll dissect some more quotations.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.